Shabbat Shalom. I want to thank all of you who shared with me the same compassion that over the years I have shared with you. Who said, "Go Celtics," when I walked in with the Celtics hat as they are in the, even though I'm in Lakers or Clippers territory. Hope. Hope. For those of you who were at Yom Kippur services and remember the sermon on Yom Kippur morning about hope, you're dismissed. A couple of you getting up. Okay, the rest are, wait, he spoke about that? What was that? Remember the video of the guy in the wheelchair basket? Okay. Hope. There is a word for hope in Hebrew, tikva. HaTikva is our national anthem of Israel and for the Jewish people. There is, as I said on Yom Kippur, no word in Hebrew for hopeless. The idea doesn't exist in Hebrew, in Israel, in the Jewish mindset. How can that be? Do you know, at the end of days when we pass from this earth and we find ourselves up in whatever is the Jewish version of heaven or Olam Haba, the world to come, or the existence shift or the next place in the multiverse, we will be asked questions. Each one of us will be asked questions. We'll be asked, did you designate times for study, for Torah study? Did you conduct your business faithfully, ethically? Did you engage in the differentiation between the big things and the small things that you should let go of? And did you seek out salvation, redemption, the goodness in the future? In Psalm 27, verse 14, we read, Kaveh et el Adonai, Chazak v'ya'ametz libecha, v'kaveh el Adonai, hope in the eternal. Be strong and of good courage, and hope in the eternal. It's fascinating. Our texts say that a person is not asked if you hoped. At the end of days, we're asked, did you seek out salvation? The word tzipia, which is the word for seek out, is connected to the word for scout. What does a scout do? A scout uses every moment, every occurrence, to figure out what's ahead, to see what's possible, to see where the dangers are, to see where the possibilities are. It's upon us, tzipia, to seek out salvation, redemption, a better way in the long term, using every moment and every occurrence in the world to find that. But salvation and hope are not the same thing. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs said that, as Rabbi Lana said, optimism and hope are not the same. Optimism is the belief that the world is changing for the better. Hope is the belief that together we can make the world better. On my Facebook page, when I'm writing a sermon, I often go out there and see what wisdom is out there. So I ask a question, and some of you and many others answer. And when they're good, they're all good. When they grab me, they end up in the sermon or in an article I often write after. Harry Friedman not only wrote something, but, and there he and Judy are streaming in, not only wrote something, but called me to tell me, make sure you see this, the idea that when someone goes on a trip, we wish them a nice trip. We don't say, I want you to have a good trip. We say, I wish for you a good trip. You see, hope, he says, is selfless. Hope is connected to something aspirational. When we put words together, hopes and dreams, the richness of dreams, that aspirational idea of something that could be better. A woman walks into a brand new shop in a brand new mall, and she was more than a little surprised to discover that God was standing there behind the counter. She asked, "What kind of merchandise is on sale here?" And God answered, "Everything to fulfill your burning desires." The woman couldn't believe her ears. Everything to fulfill her burning desires. Thinking it over, she decided to ask for only the very best things that any human being could passionately desire. "I would like to have peace of mind and love and freedom from fear and genuine happiness," she said. And then she added, "Not just for me, but for the whole world, for everyone on the face of the earth." And God smiled that radiant, transcendent smile and said, "Perhaps you are misunderstanding. We don't sell fruits. We only sell seeds. We don't sell the fruit of it. We only sell seeds." Hope, taught my friend Rabbi Benjamin Zober, is a seed, and it only grows if we care for it and nurture it. At the heart of understanding hope, it's recognizing that hope is both about the inner life and outer work. It's about the inner work of connecting to a sense of possibility, to embracing uncertainty in its creative power, and to allowing this inner orientation to be generative, moving you toward bold and creative action. Rabbi Mimi Missner wrote, "Embracing uncertainty. The time we feel most hopeless is when things seem to be going bad, when we seem to be pushed down in life, when we're faced with situations that we don't know how to respond to, that we fear for the future, that things feel hopeless." But to be a Jew is to recognize that hope locates itself exactly in that place when we don't know what will happen. And in that spaciousness of uncertainty, we have the opportunity to take those seeds and nurture them to the future. Hope is an embrace of the unknown and an embrace of the knowable. It's the difference between the optimists who think everything will be fine without their involvement and pessimists who take comfort and excuse themselves from acting. It's that place where we don't have to be the optimist or the pessimist. We just have to dream and act. Folks, we're living in a world where there is plenty to feel hopeless about. Turn on the TV, watch the news, open up your browser and scan the social media, open up the cable news, speak to friends, read what's being posted. There's everything in the world, in our country, in other countries, in our families, in our community, in our lives. There's so much to feel hopeless about. But the seeds are there. The secret for Jews of finding hope is remembering that the seeds are already planted. We then have to do the work to nurture and let the fruit grow. So close your eyes for a moment. Pick something in the world that feels to you to be hopeless. Breathe in the worry, and then breathe out that worry. Breathe in the fear, and then let it go. Breathe in all that uncertainty about what's going to happen, and let it out. Now think about something closer. Something in your family, or your community, or among your friends, or directly in your life. Something that feels hopeless. Breathe in the worry and let it out. Breathe in the fear and let it out. Breathe in the uncertainty and let it go. And just sit there for a moment. If you want to move from hopelessness to hope, tend the garden. If you want to move from hopelessness to hope, find a corner of the field and help nurture it and make it grow. If you want to move from hopelessness to hope, look at something that's happening and recognize it doesn't have to be that way, and I can make a small act that will move us closer to fixing it. Lo alecha hamlacha ligmor. You don't have to transform everything at once or at all. It's beyond us. V'lo ata ben chorin lihitbatel mimena. But as Jews, we don't stop from trying. Hope is found in between uncertainty and fear and the recognition that we can dream and get there. You know, there was a sole survivor of a shipwreck who found himself on an uninhabited island in the middle of nowhere. And after much trouble, he collected all the things from the sinking ship that he saved. And he placed them all in a crude hut that he built. And each day he prayed to God for deliverance. And each day he continually scanned the ocean horizon, hoping to hail any ships that might by chance pass by. And they never came. And he was worried, but he held on to hope. Until one day, returning from hunting for food, he was horrified to find that his hut was burning. It was in flames, and all he had seemed to be gone. And at that moment, that this was the worst thing that could happen, he desired, and he said, "Where is my hope? Where is my deliverance? Where is my salvation? How will I get through?" And he raised his fist to curse God. And at just that moment, he looked out, and there came a ship in the distance. And when the ship finally arrived, the captain said, "We're here because we saw your smoke signal." Even in desperation, never give up hope. Someone will see your smoke signal. We Jews are the people of hope. We are the people who don't give up. It's not naivete. It's not that sense of ani ma'amin, of believing while we walk to the gas chambers as some did. It's more. It's a sense that there is strength within us to band together 1 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 8 and more and pick a corner and lift it up, changing our lives and changing the world. Dan Nichols wrote a beautiful song, Chazak, about that moment that we should be strong, we can be strong, and we will be strengthened. It's number 3 on your song sheets. Let's sing it together. Shabbat Shalom.